Hello and welcome back to Mental Health Matters, the channel where we dive deep into mental health topics that affect us all. In today's episode, we're turning our focus onto an issue that's often overlooked but is extremely prevalent: the mental challenges faced by medical students. We'll be taking a journey into the rigorous demands of medical school, exploring the immense stress and potential for burnout that these students face on a daily basis. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's delve into this unspoken epidemic together. Have you ever wondered why so many medical students seem to be perpetually tired or stressed? It's no secret that pursuing a career in medicine is no easy feat. The demanding nature of medical school, its high expectations, and the relentless pressure to excel can often cast a heavy shadow. From grueling study hours to high-stakes exams, it's a path that's paved with stress. Is this the norm, or is it an unspoken epidemic? Could this constant pressure be a recipe for stress and burnout? Meet Jane, a third-year medical student who started her journey full of enthusiasm and passion. Like many before her, Jane was drawn to the world of medicine by the allure of healing and the promise of discovery. She was a beacon of energy, ready to consume knowledge and dedicate herself to the pursuit of saving lives. Jane's journey began much like any other aspiring physician's. Her days were filled with lectures, labs, and endless studying. Her nights were short, often sacrificed at the altar of medical textbooks. Yet, she was fueled by a deep-seated love for her field and the dream of making a difference. As days turned into months and months into years, Jane found herself amidst a sea of relentless expectations and mounting pressure. She began to feel the weight of her responsibilities, the relentless pace of her studies, and the dwindling hours of sleep. Her once vibrant social life began to fade, replaced by the stark walls of the library and the constant hum of hospital machinery. The first signs were subtle. Jane found herself constantly tired, her energy levels dropping despite the copious amounts of coffee. She began to lose interest in her studies, the once captivating subjects now mere words on a page. She found it harder to concentrate, her thoughts often clouded by a sense of overwhelming fatigue. But the most alarming change was perhaps the feeling of inadequacy that began to creep into Jane's mind. Despite her efforts, she felt like she was falling behind, her confidence waning with each passing day. She felt like an imposter amidst her peers, her dreams seemingly slipping through her fingers. This is the tale of burnout, a tale that's all too common among medical students. It's a tale of passion turned to exhaustion, of dreams overwhelmed by reality. It's a tale that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. But how did Jane, once so vibrant and driven, end up here? There were signs along Jane's journey that pointed towards stress and burnout. Jane, like many medical students, was always on the go. The first sign was chronic fatigue. Not just the typical end-of-day tiredness, but a profound, bone-deep exhaustion that sleep couldn't cure. She would wake up in the morning feeling just as tired as she was when she went to bed. Her body was in a constant state of weariness, a clear indication that something was amiss. Then came insomnia. Despite being tired, Jane found it increasingly difficult to drift off to sleep. Her mind would race, replaying her day, focusing on her to-do list for tomorrow, or worrying about her future. The lack of sleep only compounded her fatigue, creating a vicious cycle that was hard to break. Another sign was a loss of appetite. Jane used to enjoy her meals, but she found herself eating less and less. Food became a chore rather than a pleasure. She was losing weight and her energy levels were dwindling. Then there were the feelings of inadequacy. Jane had always been a high achiever, but she started to doubt her abilities. She felt like she wasn't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to meet the demands of her medical training. This self-doubt gnawed at her confidence and self-esteem. Jane also noticed increased irritability. She was short-tempered, snapping at her friends and family over trivial matters. She was no longer the patient, understanding person she used to be. Finally, there was a decrease in concentration and productivity. Jane, once a star student, found it difficult to focus on her studies. Her grades began to slip. Tasks that once took an hour now took 3. Her productivity was in decline and she couldn't figure out why. Recognizing these signs early could be the key to preventing a complete burnout. Jane's story is not unique. Many medical students go through similar experiences. By understanding these warning signs, we can intervene early, take steps to manage stress, and prevent the burnout that threatens to derail many promising medical careers. So, what could Jane have done differently? Well, the first step is recognizing the signs. You see, the sooner the warning signs of stress and burnout are identified, the better the chances of preventing it from escalating into something more serious. It's like spotting a small leak in a dam. If you catch it in time, you can prevent it from becoming a catastrophic flood. Ignoring these signs, on the other hand, can lead to a multitude of mental health issues. Anxiety and depression, for instance, are common consequences of disregarding prolonged stress. These conditions can not only affect your academic performance, but they can also seep into every corner of your life, affecting relationships, personal happiness, and overall well-being. Consider this. You wouldn't ignore a persistent cough or a recurring fever, would you? So why ignore recurring stress and persistent feelings of burnout? Mental health is just as important as physical health, if not more. It's time we start treating it with the same level of attention and care. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, rather it's a sign of strength and self-awareness. Reach out to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. You don't have to face this alone. There are resources and support systems in place to help you navigate this challenging journey. Early detection and intervention can make a world of difference. Stress and burnout among medical students is a serious concern that often goes unnoticed. We've journeyed through the silent epidemic sweeping across campuses, heard a tale of burnout, and identified the crucial warning signs. The key takeaway here is this: recognizing these signs early is not just beneficial, it's essential. Look out for indicators such as chronic fatigue, cynicism, detachment, and a sense of inefficacy. These aren't just signs of a bad day, they could signal a deeper struggle. When seen through the lens of a medical student, they become alarm bells that demand attention. Equally important is seeking help. Reach out to mentors, educators, counselors, and peers. There is strength, not weakness, in seeking support. With early detection and intervention, we can transform high-stress environments into places of learning and growth, rather than hubs of burnout. Remember, it's not just about surviving medical school, but thriving in it. Your engagement and support can help us reach more people who may be struggling in silence. If you found this video helpful, do us a favor. Like it, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. This way, you'll be among the first to know when we release new content. By doing so, you're not just keeping yourself informed, but you're also helping us create a safe space where conversations about mental health are welcomed and encouraged. Remember, mental health matters, and so does your support. Thank you.